So I actually believe Monday Night Raw really gave us a clue into what is going to happen at Night of Champions in the most controversial match of the evening. I'm going to get into all my predictions. I'm going to tell you who I think is going to win and who I want to win, because sometimes that's not the same thing. Don't forget, on Saturday and Sunday, both at 10 a.m. EST, I'm going to be making my post to the community page asking you all what your favorite thing from wrestling was for this past week. So if you want to be featured on the weekly pop, make sure to comment on those posts. You can also email me anytime during the week. You don't have to wait for Saturday and Sunday. With that being said, let's get into it. Oba Femi versus Jey Uso, our King of the Ring final. This is probably our most controversial match of the evening. People apparently hate Jey Uso. Everybody's expecting Brock Lesnar to come in and cost Oba Femi the match. That may happen. That's logical storytelling. There's also another storytelling piece that people aren't considering. Solo Sikoa just this past Monday hit his own brother Jimmy Uso with a Samoan spike. I think what Solo Sikoa did is just a preview of what's going to happen at Night of Champions. Roman Reigns has been trying to get Solo to fall in line via Jacob Fatu. What did Solo do? He responded by taking out Jimmy Uso in his match with LA Knight. The same thing could happen at Night of Champions. What bigger statement could Solo Sikoa make than to cost Jey Uso the match, canceling Roman Reigns' plan to have Jey go after the Undisputed Championship? The byproduct of that is that Oba Femi wins the match. He's crowned King of the Ring and has to go after Roman Reigns. I can already hear people complaining, why does Oba Femi need help defeating Jey Uso? Because it's wrestling. It's wrestling. Why is Rey Mysterio, who's all of 5'2", 5'3", able to compete with The Undertaker and John Cena, people twice, 3 times his size, Batista and Big Show? None of it makes sense. It's wrestling. Anything can happen. That's part of the reason why we're here, why we're watching this. We want to see the impossible happen. But that's a soapbox for another day. I'm going to go with Oba Femi going over Jey Uso for the King of the Ring. He's crowned King of the Ring, as he should be, and he goes on to challenge Roman Reigns at SummerSlam. I mean, why even wait all the way to WrestleMania? That's so far away, especially for the way that they're booking Oba Femi. Either it's Brock Lesnar or a squash. I'm not so sure he would actually win that match versus Roman Reigns. I think Roman Reigns will retain. It will be a nice little learning lesson, I hate that term, for Oba Femi, and then we will continue on building him. So that's my prediction for Oba Femi versus Jey Uso. I think Solo Sikoa gets involved, takes Jey Uso out, Oba Femi wins, goes on to SummerSlam, and challenges Roman Reigns. All right, so this is the one. This is my favorite, most anticipated match of this evening. We got Sami Zayn versus Gunther versus Cody Rhodes. I'm telling you right now, I'm picking Sami Zayn to win this. It makes all the booking sense in the world. This is the perfect ending, book ending to his journey from the time Trick Williams came on the scene and challenged him in the ring when Sami Zayn was yelling about winning a championship, to now where basically Sami has turned full heel, has gotten himself involved in Cody Rhodes matches with Gunther, caused the triple threat. This is a perfect opportunity to put the belt on Sami finally. What that does is 2 things. One, it kills the underdog narrative forever. You cannot be the undisputed champion and still be considered an underdog. That is impossible. We kill that. I believe that will add layers to Sami's character. You start a new character arc, a new character journey with Sami, where now he's a champion. He may not even be champion for a long time, but because he's tasted gold, you can't tell the chase story anymore. So now you have to be creative and do something new. I think that that's the direction that they're going to go in. He'll probably win the belt at Night of Champions and lose it at SummerSlam. If it were me with the pen, I would have him retain at SummerSlam and have him have an incredible heel run all the way to Saudi WrestleMania, where he would drop the title to whoever. It doesn't have to be Cody Rhodes. Quite honestly, I wouldn't want it to be Cody Rhodes, because Cody Rhodes being a 4-time champion in such a short span of time, when there's so many other talents, including people like Sami Zayn, who deserve a shot at holding the title for a little bit or a while. I just hate the idea that they would do that. Granted, they would, because face of the company is face of the company. I'm not a Cody Rhodes hater. I actually really like Cody Rhodes, but sometimes business practices are stupid. The next viable person to win this match is actually Gunther. Cody is the least likely person to come out of this with the championship. He doesn't even have to take the pin necessarily. They can do the thing where the champion's on the outside of the ring and he jumps quickly inside the ring to try to stop the pin, but is just short, and then the new champion is crowned, and the former champion is depressed, despondent, like, oh my god, I can't believe I lost the championship. Gunther being the second most likely, it's almost as good as Sami Zayn, because you have a a heel, a bona fide heel with that championship. Going into SummerSlam, you can either do a rematch with the triple threat, because in my opinion, I feel like this triple threat should be great. However, now that I think about it, the only trepidation I have that would cause me to think that Cody would win this match is I believe it's opening the event. Typically, if you're opening, it seems like you retain. He's on ESPN. It's the first match, I believe, of the night, but I'm still going to go with Sami Zayn winning this championship, coming out of Night of Champions as the champion, and Cody and Gunther picking up the pieces after that and going after Sami. So, am I crazy? Maybe. Let me know in the comments. So we're going to talk about Liv Morgan versus Io Sky. This one may finally give us something that we've been looking for, which is Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez finally turning on Liv Morgan. They've been building towards that. Granted, they've been building towards that for like nearly a year at this point. I think that this is the crescendo. Even though there's nothing wrong with the mid-card titles, telling Raquel to go after the Intercontinental Championship after she's been trying to compete for the World Championship and you were the cause of her losing several matches to Stephanie Vaquer, I don't understand how you don't think that your comeuppance is coming. And every time that Roxanne brings up a legitimate concern, you skate over it and dip out of the room. They are betraying this woman. Liv Morgan being a champion and making it to the final of the Queen of the Ring. If she were to just lose straight up, no interference, nothing happening on the side of people betraying her, because obviously nobody's going to interfere on behalf of Io because she's a babyface, what the hell was she even in this thing for? However, if she does win and goes on to challenge Rhea Ripley for her championship, I'm really not mad at that at all. I would love to see a women's champion versus women's champion match. At the end of the day, I do have Io Sky winning the Queen of the Ring because of the interference of Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez. And I believe she'll do the thing that we want her to do if that were to happen and challenge Rhea Ripley. Who the hell would say no to Rhea Ripley versus Io Sky again? I don't care how many times they've wrestled before. I'm still going to look forward to it. And to have Io win that match, continue her undefeated streak versus Rhea, and take the championship from her, I think there's a good opportunity for them to turn Rhea heel, which they won't do because they're making way too much money with her as a babyface, but the opportunity is there. So I do think that Io is going to win the Queen of the Ring. That's the way I see it, and honestly that's the way I kind of wanted to go. Seth Rollins versus Bron Breakker in a steel cage. On its face, just those two on the poster next to each other, I'm like, hell yeah, give me that match. Love seeing a cage match. These two are very talented wrestlers, but stepping back, looking at the story, why are we here? And why last week on SmackDown, or I believe it was Raw, did we see a vignette or interview with Seth Rollins with him being doubtful of his ability to win? You just beat him. The last time y'all saw each other one-on-one, Montez took care of whatever interference there was for like half a second. You beat him. So why are we going with this despondent, I don't know if I'm going to make it out of here. I'll be lucky to. What are you talking about? You just beat this man. The last time you saw him. That should have been the end of it. But we're here now. If it were me, I would have Bron Breakker go over. Simply because he's the younger talent. He's a fresher talent. He's someone who the WWE says that they want to put a lot of stock into. If that is the case, he got to start getting some wins. When's the last time Bron Breakker won a one-on-one match? I think it was at Backlash when he beat Seth Rollins. But outside of that, A, he hasn't wrestled a lot, and B, he be losing a lot. He lost to CM Punk. He lost to Seth Rollins several times. He needs to start getting some major wins, and a steel cage match with Seth Rollins would be a great win for him. But I'm actually going to end up going with Seth Rollins because I don't think that creative really cares to put this young talent over. I don't get it. Honestly, I really don't. But I think that they're going to have the babyface win, Seth Rollins. I think that's going to end the feud with the division, hopefully. But yeah, I got Seth Rollins winning. I don't think he should win, but I am looking forward to the match just from a grab standpoint. I think that they're going to put on a great performance. It's just the story and how it's being told where I'm kind of like, what are we doing? All right, so we have a United States Championship match with Trick Williams and Ricky Sainz. There's no way in hell Trick Williams is losing this match. I'm sorry. I just don't see it. It doesn't even feel like Trick Williams is even involved in this feud. I do want to be fair to Trick Williams and the writing staff. He did just get married like literally 2 days ago. So I kind of feel like that has a lot to do with his absence. Lash hasn't been around either. I really think that the reason why they haven't been present recently is because they were getting married. So Trick Williams comes back to work on Night of Champions, and I don't see him dropping the title at all. Would it be cool if Ricky Sainz won? It would be interesting, but I wouldn't necessarily care for it. We should be having Carmelo Hayes versus Trick Williams. That's the match everybody wants. But Night of Champions specifically, we could have just had a triple threat. That's literally what I thought we were heading towards. I thought we were heading towards Trick Williams versus Ricky Sainz versus Carmelo Hayes. I would have loved that. You still have Ricky and Carmelo Hayes, who have been having great matches together, involved. But no, they just went with straight up Ricky Sainz, which kind of tells me that something has to happen. Someone has to get involved. And obviously that someone is Carmelo Hayes. Maybe at SummerSlam we'll have the triple threat with Ricky Sainz, Carmelo Hayes, and Trick Williams as still champion. The other alternative is that Carmelo Hayes cost Trick Williams the championship, and they have a non-championship feud, which is fine, but I think we would rather have one of them be champion and something actually be on the line. So I do see that Trick Williams will win this match, and then we'll go into SummerSlam where hopefully we'll have our Trick Williams versus Carmelo Hayes feud actually finally start. Jade Cargill versus Tiffany Stratton. I feel like Jade should win this. However, is this Tiffany's first defense since she's had the championship? I feel like she's defended it at least one time. I'm gonna be honest with you, I did not look it up. As a matter of fact, let me pause this real quick. Has Tiffany Stratton, there's some weird result, lost weight, had work done, breast surgery, what are we doing? Break up with Ludwig Kaiser. I just want to know if she's defended the championship. She did. She's had 2 title defenses. She's had a title defense versus Kiana James, and it looks like she's had a title defense versus Lash Legend. I remember that match now. Specifically, if you win, you don't lose your first title defense, and she's had 2 of them. I think Jade Cargill is going to walk out with this championship. Now, could she not? Of course. But with Jade Cargill and her baddies, I do think that they overcome Tiffany Stratton. Now, what could happen, actually, no, I'm doing this in real time. I think that Tiffany Stratton retains because Charlotte Flair comes back from her knee injury and costs Jade Cargill the match. I think that makes the most sense. So I'm going to change my pick. Tiffany Stratton is going to retain her United States Championship because of Charlotte Flair, leading them to their feud at SummerSlam. There you go. So there's all my predictions. I really want to know what you think of my Solo Sikoa theory. So let me know what you guys think, and I'll talk to you guys next time.